Alright, yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and welcome back to Road to PokeMMO Season 3, Episode 12. This episode is gonna be insane. Like, maybe one of the most exciting / interesting ones yet, or at least in a while. I have so much stuff to do. I'm really excited. We have a lot of stuff to check on the GTL. We're gonna be hitting 1 mil Pokeyen. We hit, a decent amount of hours played. I want to do some more shiny hunting. I want to get back to the storyline. I want to make more Pokeyen. I have to EV train something. There's so much to do. It's absurd. And I bet that you guys are hopefully maybe as sick of seeing this location as I am. So I'm going to do one last, inventory of Sweet Scents, that you would call it. One last amount of PP of Sweet Scents left at this location. I will head back to the PC. We will regroup, and then we'll go from there. We'll collect the Pokeyen, and I have something to EV train, and we'll get into it. So I'll see you guys in a quick sec. But I guess I could quickly explain the series for those who are new. So this is a series about building a PokeMMO main account from scratch in the year 2022. We've progressed all the way from an account from scratch, starting in Kanto. Then we made our first 1 million Pokeyen over in Kanto. We then progressed to the Unova region, completed all of that, got a lot of resources, got a lot of things, created our first competitive team like a new player would in the OU tier. And then now we are specifically in the Hoenn region, although obviously we're in the Unova region physically right now. But this season is all about the Hoenn region, completing that storyline and doing challenges and stuff there. Now, we are a main account, so once you get access to other regions, you do want to take advantage of that, and you do want to fly between them. So that's what I've been doing a lot more this season. In the later, this series gets in the later seasons we get, you'll see a lot more travel between the regions, because that's the whole point. The whole point is a realistic venture of building a main account and showing you guys the progression it takes and how you guys can do it yourself. So we do actually find an item. So right now, I am currently frisk thief hunting for flame orbs. Flame orbs go for around 10k a piece or so, and it's really easy to frisk flame orb or frisk thief hunt them. You have this bayonet with frisk in the lead of your party, lets you know if a Pokemon has an item. You then thief all the Pokemon until they die, and then I got lucky here. I actually got it first thief. It's a 1 out of 5 chance. One of them has it, you don't know which one. So now I can go ahead and leave this battle, take off the flame orb, and there you go. Bam, 10k, easy peasy. Let's go ahead and use this last Sweet Scent, and I'll see you guys back to the PC. Alright, here we are healing up at the PC. Let's go ahead and head over to the actual GTL. We have things to collect. This is going to put us above 1 million Pokeyen. I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and I think I might, let's just claim all. I think we're going to get 3 Pokemon sent to our mail that we will have to relist. One of the big ones being that Osmoril that we bred a couple episodes ago. So I'm going to have to relist that for a more fair price. Claim all, 144k, putting us up to 1.1 mil, and we do have a lot of other expected values. So I haven't played this account in a while. It's really exciting to pop on. So much progress to check up on, so much things to do. I totally forgot about how many Pokemon we have to level as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me go ahead and put some Pokemon away and relist these suckers. I actually had someone comment recently on my loot from 1 hour of Combi video. They put their glasses up and said, actually, a lot of these listings won't actually sell. And to your knowledge, only one of them didn't sell. So comments like that are usually pretty interesting to me. I don't know where the person's coming from. I don't know their experience with PokeMMO, but thankfully they were incorrect in this case. And I understand the skepticism and stuff like that with a lot of loot from 1 hour videos. But I think usually I've been price checking things a lot in PokeMMO. I have a pretty long history with it. I've done it a lot of times. Usually when you have so many, hundreds of hours, thousands of hours of experience, you're usually pretty good at something. So I appreciate placing the trust in those who are experienced. But negativity aside, this was a pretty niche sell. This is a physically attacking Combi that can't actually evolve into a Vespiquen because it is male, so it does have to be rebred to some extent. I listed it for 30k before. I'm going to go ahead and price check. I doubt there's going to be anything comparable. Ooh, there actually is some stuff. Kind of like this is 17k. Let's check this. This is 17k. Yeah, this is pretty comparable. Now, it's missing nature, which is a big deal. I think I'm going to go ahead and list mine for... honestly, I could see it going like this, going for just like 16.99, just like right under it, honestly. The nature is a big deal. Having access to that nature, if you do want the Jolly nature, is super relevant. Which can be super relevant. Even though Vespiquen's a pretty slow Pokemon, having that plus speed nature actually can be relevant. In a lot of cases, you actually will go it. I think it's like a 40 or 45 base stat speed Pokemon, though, surprisingly. Pretty slow. This was listed for 119k. The way we would price check this is by going over here, doing the egg group, and doing the IVs. So let's do that really quick. Apologies if I'm talking too fast. I do just want to get through this as quickly as possible. I'm actually going to buy that up because I could flip that. As you can see, that was only listed for 6,500. That's a steal. Now, the only comparable thing to this Drowsy is this sock, which is 150k, which is definitely too expensive. I'm going to go ahead and list this for probably 80 to 90k. Seems like a lot, but the humanoid egg group just really wants these stats. I think even 100k might be more than fair. let's do the 90k. I think that's like maybe even a little underlisted. Just because, man, these stats are so desired. But it's even lonely nature. Honestly, I probably should have gone 100k on that, but that's okay. It seems really expensive for a 31, just 1 times 31, right? But 26 plus, like 27 plus in every other stat that things like Conkeldurr needs, which is a crucial OU Pokemon. Such a big deal. So I'm also going to go ahead and list this. Let's go ahead and do the Croagunk while we're at it. No relevant nature. I don't need to worry about the special attack stat too much. So you know what? Let's not even worry about it. Let's list the Croagunk for a pretty similar price. Now, he is 25s here, a little lower on the defenses, so we'll see what we go for on him. I think I'm probably just going to go for an equal price on the Croagunk since he does have the special attack stat, which most people won't need. Like, most people are just buying this as a physical attacking breeder, but let's say someone wants to use it as, you know, a mixed attacker. It can have that, it can do that. So if someone does want it, I think same price is super reasonable. Let's go ahead and relist this Osmose. This was 350k before, which is definitely pretty high. Let's go ahead and put it at either 320 or 300. Let's do 320. I don't think if it's at 300, no one's gonna like buy it more so versus 300. So we'll just casually lower that, not even going to price check it. That should be our listings for now. Let's go ahead and get into actually doing something. All right, so once again, I'm going to be doing some EV training and some, I guess, mediocre comp creating today, but for a different purpose. Today, I'm actually going to be showing you guys off what it looks like to be an EV leveling or an EV training service. So I actually bought this Meowth on my main account, and I'm trading it over to this account because I don't want to do any EV training on my main account at the moment. I want to do it and stick to it more on this account. So what that sort of looks like is sometimes it's kind of a funny example because I'm literally trading it to myself to do it, if that makes sense, which is kind of funny. But usually on the forums or on trading places, on the trading lounge in my Discord, for example, this is a task or a job that is as old as time on PokeMMO. Since 2013, there's always been EV training services or leveling services, stuff like that. People will pay other players, they'll trade them their Pokemon and pay them Pokeyen to go EV train their Pokemon for them. So essentially, I'm going to be EV training this Meowth for my main account and charging myself like 20 to 50k. It's usually not that much. It's usually pretty cheap, but it's a good way to essentially just create value out of nothing, create value out of hard work. So if you want to do some EV leveling services, I definitely recommend at least trying it out. It's a fun time. It's a cool thing to understand, or at least look at and look through the shops and understand what it's like to be an EV leveler. But I'm going to go ahead and look for some cheap competitive Pokemon to buy up and then EV train a batch of Pokemon like we usually do. I'm looking to do 252 attack and 252 speed, and even though this is a Pidgey, this is just so good for a budget competitive Pokemon. Not many people are probably looking for a Pidgeot, but hey man, it's naughty nature. Someone might just buy this for a storyline run, and it's just so good IV-wise in nature, so it's a really, really good mediocre comp. This Trubbish is also super tempting since it's so cheap. I'm going to look for some other options. It being rash nature is a little brutal because it doesn't really help it. It only hurts it, but the stats are looking super nice, and 1600 Pokeyen is just so cheap. Even though this Magikarp is relaxed, it has really good stats. As we can see here, it's around 3k. I might just go ahead and pick this up and do 252 attack, 252 speed, even though it's relaxed, which is kind of funny, but that's another option we'll come back to. Okay, yeah, I went ahead and picked up the Trubbish and the Magikarp. Even though the Magikarp is relaxed nature, Gyarados just sell really well. So I think that's a huge thing to consider. Considering what Pokemon are desirable is huge when buying these mediocre competitive Pokemon. It's better to buy a Pokemon with worse stats that is more desirable than, let's say, you know, a Pidgey or a Trubbish. These were kind of like not the best buys, but they were just so cheap, and I should be able to sell them for like 40 to 50k a piece. Really only, you know, I only spent like 2k or something on them. Put in a little bit of time that I was gonna spend anyway on this Meowth, so I might as well go ahead and get some extra values. Let's go ahead and put XP shares on all these guys. I'll go EV train really quick. I want to get this done pretty quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I just have so much to do in this video, so much to do in this episode, and I'm excited for it. So let's go ahead and start here. We're going to Oplucid City. We're at 1,067k. I'm gonna bike up here towards the Bouffalon spot that I usually EV train at for attack. I really like this spot. I would love a shiny Bouffalon at some point. Let me go ahead and pull up my encounter counter, and we'll start EV training. Alright, here we are starting this journey at 17,162 encounters. Wish me the best of luck. I'll see you guys after I'm done with 252 attack. Alright, here is the last horde for this. This will be 252 attack EVs on every single Pokemon. Always love to see that. It's very aesthetic, very nice. There we go. Green number on 4 Pokemon. Beautiful. On over to speed now. Now, if you're familiar with this series or with the way that I EV train, I usually head over to this Rapidash spot over to the west of Lucanosa town. So I'll show you guys. It's really simple, really easy to get to, just right here in this grass. You can bike on over. Sweet Sand here should be ×5 Rapidash hordes. And there we go. I'll see you guys at 252 speed EVs. Now, I'm not done speed EV training yet, but I did want to give a quick little tip for those who might want to try out that EV leveling service or EV training service that I talked about before. As you can see me here, I'm actually canceling the evolution on my Meowth. It's really important that when you're the trainer, the leveler, you want to ask your customer and make sure, like, hey, are there any level up moves you want me to learn on my Pokemon? Is it okay if it evolves? You know, etc., etc. A really good example is something like Gyarados. You want to make sure you learn, like, you know, Waterfall, Crunch, Dragon Dance upon level up. You don't want to have that customer waste money on TMs and stuff. So it's important to always communicate every possible need that the person might want or need, obviously. It's just like any business practice, but it is something funny to keep in mind for Pokemon, I guess. Alright, this is the last horde, putting us at 252 speed EVs. After this, I'll go ahead and trade this Meowth back over to my main account, mail this account 40k as payment, and then go ahead and put all these Pokemon back into the PC to be leveled alongside gym reruns, and we'll figure out where we're going from there. I'm not sure if I want to stick to gym reruns on this account or go ahead and do one of those before going back to Hoenn, or if I should just go straight back to the Hoenn storyline right now, because I do want to get back to that. I can't wait to complete it. I think it's a perfect timing, and yeah, I want to be able to have access to it and basically be able to get Dittos at some point. I'm really excited to do that Ditto farming that I keep talking so much about. Alright, here we are back at the PC. Let's take the XP shares off of these 3 Pokemon, throw these in the PC, and then we'll mail the other Pokemon, the Meowth, back to my main accounts. This is the Pokemon we have stocked up at the moment. This is so, what is it, 9 Pokemon or so? That's awesome. Having this many Pokemon stocked up to be leveled alongside gym runs, it's a little intimidating because I have a lot of stuff to do, a lot of work, but you know what? It's great. It's honestly fantastic being able to just log on, do gym runs, level something up, make that Pokeyen. Just a lot of consistency. It adds pattern and rhythm to your gameplay, which is what you want, a consistent way to make a streamlined amount of Pokeyen. Alright, here I actually am on my main account, which you guys don't see too much during this series, but I wanted to just prove to you guys and show you guys I mailed the Meowth over to my main account. This is for a specific passive income making money making video coming out of my main account, so hopefully that'll be fun. Let's go ahead and claim this to the party. Let's go ahead and then also mail him back, mail the Cool Duder account back 40k. Now, this is obviously a hilarious example because I'm literally doing this service between myself, but I thought it's a really cool thing to show off. EV training services, leveling services are a thing, so it is important to be aware of them, and I don't think they're talked about enough in the PokeMMO community, especially unless you're active on like the forums. They've just started becoming a thing in the trading lounge, my Discord, which is really cool to see. I love my Discord community. They're incredible. If you're not in it, go ahead and join with the link down below. But yeah, it's always been a cool thing to see within the PokeMMO community, and I've been a fan of it. I've paid for EV training. I've done EV training. I think it's good to understand both sides of the coin. Alright, here we are on the Cool Duder account, back over on it, claiming the money, collecting that 40k, putting us up to 1.1 million. And you might have noticed from the team, but we are heading back to the Hoenn region. Now, I'm not going to lie, I am really nervous about this. I have to remember where I was at, remember how to progress, remember what to do next. I'm terrible at storylines, so it's scary to go back and forth, but it's definitely worth it. We had our 6 gym badges, max obedience level 44. That's honestly tempting to just go back and level all these Pokemon to 44, but we'll see if I need to do that. I might just be able to skip out on that for now, which would be nice, but I am honestly quite under-leveled for where my max obedience level is, at least at the moment, but we'll see. Okay, you can call me a sucker, but I immediately ran back to the Unova region because I do actually want to go ahead and XP train these 2 Pokemon. So, heading back to the Bouffalon spot to get some attack EVs on both of them, especially Gyarados would be really, really helpful while we're doing that. So, yep, a little bit of a dork move, but you know what? Do what you got to do. I just want to make sure I'm in a really comfortable spot when heading back into that region, and I don't want to have to be struggling to actually defeat trainers or gym leaders. I want it to be all a pretty smooth ride. Now, I do want to be super careful here and make sure I watch both of their XPs. I need both of them to not go above level 44. That would be a travesty, so I want to make sure I pay very, very close attention. And there's the level up move of Dragon Dance on our Gyarados, which is a really big deal. Super happy to get that. That's just incredible. That'll make the storyline 1,000 times easier, quite literally 1,000. It's a really big deal. Some of you might have noticed that my encounter counter actually stopped working there for a quick sec. If that ever happens to you, just right-clicking the window in the bottom corner of your screen, clicking exit or closing it and then reopening it usually fixes it about 99.9% of the time for me. So just restarting the client or restarting that program, really quick fix. Sometimes you might need to do a fresh or clean reinstall if some sort of error or problem continues to arise. I've reinstalled my encounter counter a couple of times. It just happens. It's a little finicky, but it's still the best encounter counter we've ever had. So I'm pretty happy with it. Now this is actually a really tough decision to make. Do I want to go Leaf Blade Sceptile or Giga Drain Sceptile? Do I want to go more pure damage or have access to that sustain? It's really tough. I think I have to go Leaf Blade, especially since I'm currently EVing in attack alongside. It's really tough though. I mean, obviously Sceptile has a slightly higher base special attack, so that plays a role as well. This is genuinely a really difficult decision. Having a mixed type attacker is also super nice. I'm trying to think what I could put Leaf Blade over. It has to be over Giga Drain if I do anything. It's really tough. I don't know if there's a correct answer to this. This is a really tough decision I'm going to spend a couple minutes thinking about. This is generally such a tough decision, but I think I am going to go ahead and replace Giga Drain, which is kind of sad for me. I think Giga Drain is probably one of my favorite moves in all of Pokemon. I just really like the sustain alongside a decently powerful move. Obviously, 75 base power is pretty low, especially compared to higher base power moves. But if you can make it strong, that sustain can be huge. And I don't know, I'm definitely a huge fan of it. So hurts to see it go, but I think the overall power of Leaf Blade is just going to allow me to one-shot and take out more Pokemon. And then I can just potion and stuff like that. Obviously abuse potions and stuff like that on the side. So yeah, it's a really tough decision to make. I was really thinking about, especially with like the base stat difference on Sceptile. But since I'm EVing, I think the attack EVs plus the huge base stat difference and the stab base stat difference really does end up outweighing it. So I think going Leaf Blade is the correct play. Now, I will say, I don't think people realize how much of a difference stab makes when comparing those base stat differences, or at least those the base attack damage difference. So I actually wanted to go ahead and show you guys, because when you think about it, you know, Leaf Blade's 90 base power, Giga Drain being 75, it's only, what, a 15 power difference? It doesn't seem super crazy, but once you apply stab, things get even more in the favor of Leaf Blade, and I'll show you that with the Windows calculator down to the bottom right hand corner of the screen. So if you take the Giga Drain 75 base power and multiply that times 1.5 times, which is stab, you'll end up with around 112 base power, right? So 112, 113 or so. I think it rounds down to 112. Let's go ahead and take Leaf Blade, excuse me, what is happening? Times 1.5. Take that, we'll end up with 135. So 135 minus 112 actually gives us a 23 base power difference, not the 15 we expected. There is that 1.5 times more increased, essentially, base power difference, which people don't factor in enough, in my opinion. So it ends up being even more damage, a lot more damage than you would expect being the difference. No fucking way.
The cycle continues.
Are you kidding me? I actually get the shiny Bouffalant? What the fuck? Oh my god! I got Giga rewarded for coming back to EV train my Pokemon. Holy fuck! Oh, that's nuts. I have to be very careful. I mean, I should be fine to clear. Oh my god. I didn't expect that at all. I heard the noise and I jumped up. Oh man. That's, oh wow. My heart. I didn't expect that. It's been a long time since I've had a shiny. Oh, that's so sick. I'm pretty sure he has no way to kill himself. I probably should have double checked that before even moving, but I'm pretty sure I'm fine. I don't even have a Bouffalant caught in the Pokedex to check. I don't think it has double edge or anything. I actually don't have my catching Pokemon on me, so my strat here is going to be to strength all of these guys down, and then essentially just repeat ball. Or not, I can't repeat ball because I don't have them caught, so I have to ultra ball. Oh my god, that's crazy. That's so funny. I haven't had a shiny in a while. Oh, that feels good. Bouffalant's actually a shiny that I've wanted to get on my main account, or just any account, I guess, for a really long time while EV training. It's one of those passive EV training shinies that I actually do want. It's not the craziest shiny in the world. I think it's like a pretty, you know, it's a pretty whatever shiny, but I love Bouffalant. Bouffalant's a really cool Pokemon. There was actually a Bouffalant trading card in the trading card game that I really liked, which, I forget what it's called. It was, I mean, it's just Bouffalant, right? But it was in some set that I can't remember off the top of my head. It was a Bouffalant that came out at a time where EXs were really powerful, and it was a Bouffalant that was used to counter EX Pokemon specifically, where it had a move that was like, I think it required 3, it wasn't the best Bouffalant, but I still liked it. It was easy to slot in any deck. It required 3 colorless energy, and it would do a 60 base power attack in the TCG, but if it was against an EX Pokemon, it would do 120. And 120 for, a 120 base attack for 3 energy, against an EX Pokemon, coming not from an EX Pokemon, was pretty decent. It wasn't the best thing, but it was easy to slot in. So yeah, I love Boufflant. Really cool Pokemon. Wow, I didn't expect to get a shiny today. I didn't expect to get a shiny at 17,482 encounters. It happened. We're gonna Ultra Ball first time catch it. That's so sick. That's so cool. I really didn't expect that. Season 3, we do get a shiny. You love to see it. 31 attack. That's incredible. Now, it is male, which is a little unfortunate, but dude, look at this. Docile nature is not great, but 31 attack, 27 speed. That's perfect. That's so great. So fantastic. Couldn't have asked for better. Wow. Did not expect that. Haven't had a shiny in a while. Super cool to see. That's awesome. If you guys are watching this as just the shiny clip, make sure to like the video and subscribe. I appreciate it. If not, check out Season 3, Episode 12 of Road to PokeMMO, where I actually catch and get the shiny. So, thanks for watching, guys. That's fucking awesome. Alright, so here we are back at the PC. Shiny Boufflant, the trio shinies that I now have on this account being the Marowak, the Scolipede, and the Boufflant. I'm going to go ahead and reset my encounter counter. That's always the most exciting time with this sort of thing. So, I'm going to go ahead and take this. Right click over on the encounter counter. You guys can't see this, but you'll see in the top right hand corner of your screen, set it back to 0. There we go. Time to start from a fresh number. So, whew, that's awesome. Cool to see. Really good rate at 17,000. That's awesome. Man, what's next? All right, funny transition, but I guess we just go back to EV train. All right, this horde should put my Sceptile to 44, which means no more leveling on this. So I'm going to go ahead and take my XP share off of this and just funnel and focus all of the XP onto my Gyarados, which is currently level 39. All right, here it is, the last horde that'll be level 44 for Gyarados, and now we are fully ready to head back to the Hoenn region and finally take on some storyline. Man, it's hard to follow up that shiny. I will say it is hard to follow that up. So level 44, I will not be learning Hurricane as it's not a relevant move on Gyarados. Special attack moves are not too good on him. But man, we've done a lot of stuff this episode. A lot happened. We reached over 1 million Pokeyen. We talked about EV leveling, EV training, and leveling services. We got a shiny. We prepared for the Hoenn region. We did so much. We prepared more Pokemon to be leveled up upon gym reruns. There was so much to do, so much to talk about, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be calling it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like for that shiny Boufflant. Subscribe to the channel for more daily PokeMMO content. Check out the Discord link down below. If you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, there you can also become a YouTube member for $5 a month. Drop a Twitch Prime or a Twitch sub over on my Twitch, or hit up my PayPal or Venmo links down below. Any support goes a long way, and I appreciate it. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace and love for Patrouski. Have a good one. Bye, guys. Yo, what's up? If you're seeing this, that means you made it until the end of the video, and I think that's really cool. So first of all, thank you so much for that. And second of all, thank you to everyone who has their name on here who went above and beyond and supported the channel financially in some way, whether it was YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal, etc., etc. All your support goes a long way, and it lets me do what I do every single day. It lets me try to make the best PokeMMO content possible. So thank you all so much. Have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Peace.